3-6. Westlake was 7-2, riding high, and then all of a sudden, what was the final score on that, by the way? 55-42. So that must have been a high going game. Testing mic. Testing mic 1 2. Testing mic 1 2.
Testing.
Anybody else gonna do a test mic?
Test mic.
Yes.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Give y'all a second to set your phones up.
Oh, forgot about that. Gotta do mine. Come on, wake up.
Testing mic.
Your volume
What is that?
still on.
Oh, you don't want me to have it on?
No.
It's not that.
Then all of a sudden, you heard that. Huh? All right. Okay, now how you make this thing so where I can see the comments, Jordy?
Go to live chat.
You bastard.
That's it. That's up there.
Let's just slide down.
Watch. Hold on.
The score to STM is 62
To
To 60.
to 60. Yeah, okay, I got
Yeah.
that.
Hold on.
The STM won it with a block field goal at the end of the game.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
That's how you got it?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
block. Hey,
They had 70
And-
points
and they-
in the first half, in the first
hit it.
quarter, first half.
70 points.
35-35 going in
Oh, okay, I got you.
between the two teams.
it's not doing right.
Go down. And find it there.
There.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, see, you taught me something new.
I got you.
Hello, Phaedra.
Getting back to the Central let me down.
So that was
Yep.
Central Catholic let me down. They was, but they played BC.
Come on, let me down.
Okay,
Sorry.
so
I can't
Whenever.
hear y'all right now. I'm too busy winning.
listen to that.
Everyone's ready?
Yeah.
Santa Monica won.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the late night edition of the Recap Show. Hello, everyone from around the state, and hello to everyone that will watch this tomorrow. We say hello, and we get ready to talk scores, stats, and a whole lot of Week 10 football. You got playoffs that will be here before we know it. Brackets come out Sunday. It's going to be something special to see. Road to the Dome, Road to Tulane, and Road to UL begin on Sunday.
Right.
We are broadcasting live from Opelousas, Louisiana. Gary Swallows Taekwondo Martial Arts Building here, and we greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. Go ahead and hit the like, hit the share, and we'll get this party on the road. Go ahead and introduce the panel at this time from my far right, making their way all the way down.
Hello, everybody. Donald Young on board.
Keith Crozier here.
Gary Swallow here.
Holden Lee.
And this is Jordan Taylor. Let's jump straight into some games. Before we get the games, we were on the way home.
16 level.
We were on the way home tonight, right?
There you go.
And we seen some of these scores, and you got major points scored tonight
You right.
throughout
They
the
had a
entire
lot.
state. It didn't seem like you had much defense played tonight.
Not at all. There was a
60
lot of high scoring games.
36 level.
And you did have some defensive
One and
games
four
here.
and seven.
Not many of them, but there was there. We got helmet stickers to give out. We have upsets to talk about. We have games of the night to discuss. A whole lot of action in this Week 10 recap show. Before we go any further, anybody wants to say anything about tonight's games that you witnessed, saw some scores on, or anything before we talk all scores?
Not really. The game I'm going to talk about is going to be when we do our helmet.
Helmet
Helmet
stickers.
stickers.
Playoffs are here. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
I'm just excited that we're here in the playoffs. Man, they had some upsets today. They had some close games. Watched an offense that I've never seen before in my life. And we watched an explosive team, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I'm just excited that we're ready for the playoffs.
Anybody else? All right.
Let's get it.
Starting off with Lagrange and Eunice. Lagrange are searching for their first win of the season. Eunice coming into tonight on a winning streak, playing really good football. Eunice would get it done tonight in big fashion. Looks like they got their offense clicking just in time for the playoffs.
Right.
67-34. What do you say about the Bobcats peaking at the end of the season?
But is it sad? Not sad, but they gave up 34 points to 0-9 team. Does that kind of concern y'all? Or
Well, it does to me, and I was getting ready to
Unless
comment
that
on
was
that.
garbage time
Yeah, they
points.
scored 67 points, but their defense gave up 34. Hopefully, it was like you said, garbage points where they put the young people in to save the people. But that concerns me just looking at it that they allowed somebody to score 34 points on them. So that's just my opinion.
Same here. I feel that they had a better defense last year.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Anybody else?
Nope, we're good.
We're good.
There we go.
Alrighty. You want to know whose offense is clicking, and they are a really good football team that not many people are talking about? It's the Southside Sharks, getting their 7th win on the season tonight, finishing second in district to Acadiana. They will go into the playoffs and host a first-round matchup. They would take on New Iberia tonight, and it would be no trouble. They would beat them 46-13. How about them Sharks?
Don't underestimate the Sharks. I like them.
I like them too.
I don't think they're a state championship team, but I think they're a team that you cannot take lightly in the playoffs. Them kids are good, bro.
Right. For a team that's only been in existence a short amount of time, they've come up quick.
I enjoy
Watching them.
I enjoy watching. That's a good little team, man.
Hey, Phaedra. How you doing, little sister?
Federer gonna be talking in a little bit.
Next up, you had Turlings and Northside battling it out, very close to each other, and you had to
Right.
take a forward drive at all.
No, they're right around the corner.
Turlings would get it done tonight, get their 6th win of the season, beating Northside 50-21. Rebels go into the playoffs after starting off hot, hitting a little skid, and now finishing strong with a win in Week 10.
Correct. Right.
Yep.
But like I said,
It was, wasn't it? It was like 7-0 we've seen for a while. So
Yeah.
it looked like they finally turned it up after halftime.
right. Like I said, they've had a lot of high scoring teams that are scoring some points this week.
That's the first 3 games we did, and all 3 of the winners have scored over 45.
Right.
Yeah.
A
Correct.
lot of high scoring games this week, fellas.
And then another team, the next game, the Kinder Yellow Jackets played Vinton tonight. The Yellow Jackets, with that youth, they have found some success, and they've reeled off 3 in a row here.
And I think, oh my bad, this game was a lot closer too.
It was
didn't
close at halftime. Vinton had the lead majority of the game, and then Kinder stormed at the end away with this one. Kinder 51, Vinton 30.
Kinder scored 113 points in the past 2 weekends.
Well,
Right.
Past 2 weeks.
I think they were in the playoffs, but
Right.
now they definitely in the playoffs after
Yeah, they've basically
that. Winning,
you know went in there and did a real good real good adjustment. Yeah. Phaedra says she's still cold there, man.
I know. I was out there for a little while.
All right, go.
I know. I love. I said it was too cold.
Yeah.
Why y'all should have some hot chocolate? We would have had that at the stadium.
5 games in a
I went
row.
with my big cup there. Getting my big cup like that.
5 games in a row that we have talked about. The winning team has scored over 45. Here's another example. Brobridge tonight takes care of Livonia, 58-14. Brobridge might sneak into the playoffs after tonight's win. They were on the verge. So
Right.
they take care of business. Now they await their fate on Sunday.
They've
Yeah,
been scoring some points lately.
they
I
have.
think they had a bad loss last week, and they bounced back. Was it last week?
Mhm.
Yeah, and they bounced back this week. So good to go get a win before the playoffs.
That has to be a tough weekend waiting to see if you're in or not.
Right. You know when you
They
don't
should be,
know,
you know?
but
Or they're
Well,
on the verge.
you
They
can't
were
ever
sitting
tell.
at 33.
yeah, you looking at it depends. This victory might get them in the top 32, but you don't know. It
I don't
depends
think
on
they
how
do.
everybody above you does.
What's Brobridge for 3A?
4A.
4A.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Livonia's 4A.
All we can
also.
do is just cross our fingers for the Bro
If
Breed.
they were a 3A school being a 4A school, then you could say that. But,
Right.
But not right now. Not this.
Mhm. Okay. Now this next team, oh man, that was something that I was expecting. It was
6 in a row
Right.
here on choosing, talking about these teams. St. Martinville is the next team to crack 50 tonight. They shut out Crawley on the road 56-0. The Tigers are rolling and are playoff ready.
Well, I'll tell you what, they starting to crank it up too at the right time, y'all. We're not talking about
Not
them
talking
enough.
about them, and they are a top 5 3A football team.
St. Martinville is a top-notch team, and you don't ever take them lightly, because they will surprise you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we know Crowley's not having a best of seasons, but to shut out Crowley, they do still have some athletes over there.
Right.
And we finally get under the 45-point margin in our 7th game here. It's still a one-sided score. Cecilia takes care of business and locks up a potential first 2 rounds in the playoffs at home after taking care of North Vermillion tonight, 35-7.
What was the score? I'm sorry.
35-7 Bulldogs take care of North
Iota?
Vermillion
Oh,
tonight.
Cecilia.
Cecilia, man, that's a scary 70. That's another school
Yeah.
that's not being talked about enough for 4A.
You right.
That's a good team, bro.
Yeah, you lose your quarterback
Didn't they lose?
for the season, and then next thing you know,
Didn't they lose the first 2 games or something? Then they
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
Them boys just keep winning.
Well, they know how to the next man up mentality.
Spread offense.
Right.
next game up, you had Lake Arthur and Kaplan, and we would get right back into the scoring. The Kaplan Pirates bounced back in a big fashion tonight after the close loss last week to Abbeville. Kaplan at home take care of Lake Arthur 56-26.
Right.
I'm telling you, we got through 8 games so far, and 7 of those 8 have touched 45 or plus.
Right.
I think this is probably one of the highest scoring weeks we've had in recent weeks,
Gotta be.
I would say so. Yeah.
and it's right before playoff time. So you got to think these playoff teams, they hitting on all cylinders right now.
You're right. You're right.
Barb and Como would meet up. 2 great offenses here, battling it out in week 10. Both teams will not make the playoffs, so this is just a last football game for the seniors.
Correct.
And it will be Barb getting it done tonight. Final score 30-19 over Como.
So even
Right.
with 4 wins, they're not making it, huh?
No, but I don't think
That's how good
that's
5A
how
is this year.
5A is really broken.
Oof. That's crazy. It's weird not seeing Barb in the play. Well, we'll see how it goes. Who all lost in 5A, but
Well, the
if
power rankings is hard to determine
just
right
depends
now.
on who
but,
lost. that we really
yeah.
have to look at. But it's just crazy to see Barb might not be in the playoffs.
Right.
Look at this score, Jordan.
Oh yeah, you got Ascension Episcopal and West St. Mary meeting up, which was Thursday night. Ascension Episcopal. The Blue Gators are going to make a little noise in that Division III playoffs as they handle West St. Mary 41-7. Defense has been good this season.
Tough loss last week against Lowerville,
Mm-hmm.
so they bounced back this week and they dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, Jordy, look at. Jordy's happy with this pick, even though he
Yeah.
didn't win this week. He's happy because his
This
he
was
said Etienne would have his night off.
Oh yeah, you think Etienne playing his last football game ever at Jennings High School,
Right.
depending on the playoffs?
I didn't see that coming. I know.
think he
I
was
don't
gonna
think
go
any
out
of
like
us
that?
saw it coming either. Keith?
No.
We didn't see none
You
of
think
that.
he was going to go out like that?
Did he? Yeah.
Nope.
Oh no, I didn't.
If anybody knows in the comments what he did in the game, please say something.
Yeah,
'cause
I had no idea
I'm sure
that
he did.
he was going to come out and do this. I mean, he literally woke up their offense, and it was unbelievable.
Final score tonight, Jennings big win before the playoffs get here, 55-42. Their seeding just got a little
Right.
better.
Oh, I think so too. I think the power
You
rankings.
beat a team with 7 wins.
What,
Mm-hmm.
Jennings.
How
They beat-
far would they jump up
What-
to Sunday? I
what
can't
si-
wait to see it.
What size was Westlake?
Both 3A.
They're both. Yeah, they're
Oh,
both 3.
2A, huh?
No.
3A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're I don't know what Jennings was ranked, but you gotta figure they're gonna go up at least
Yeah.
2-3 spots after beating a 7-win team.
And Westlake was surprising. I mean, I don't know.
They were winning. They were winning.
Yeah.
I think I showed Jordan it was 21-13 right before half.
Right.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, it was a
Whatever happened, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it was
whatever
ETN.
happened.
Right.
Next up, we had Franklin and Catholic of New Iberia. We said, could Catholic of New Iberia rally the troops for senior night? They're going to make the playoffs, but they have to go through Franklin first. And Franklin would pretty much put the gas pedal down all night and take care of business on the road, 40-13. The Hornets going into the playoffs with
Right.
in 2A, in which 2A is pretty much you got a lot of good teams in 2A.
Right. Well, honestly, they've got a lot of. They were talking about that on the radio coming in. St. Landry Parish is going to have a lot of
That
that
that quarterback
this
for
year.
Franklin is an athlete.
Yeah, he's really
You
good.
know,
He's-
on this, and
he's
mostly it's
very
in
good.
Double A and Triple A.
That quarterback is the truth for Franklin.
So, yeah.
Next up, you had what could be a game of the night caliber game when Rain and Washington Marion meet. This one was back and forth all night, and somebody had to win this one, somebody had to lose this one. Final score, Rain on the road, 42-41. What a win.
That is beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
that's got to be one of the most competitive games of the night. You know, as far as from what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rain had a tough loss last week, another close game, and they bounced back this week in a thriller.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
that's not a bad team they beat. Washington Marion team's sneaky.
Next up, you had Thursday night football with Oberlin and Basile. Was at this game, and you just had a Basile football playing Basile football.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They grind out wins, and they got it done at home. Oberlin gave them everything they could handle, but the Bearcats at the end hang on, and they get the win and get a share for the district title.
How
That
about
is
that
awesome.
Ethan Bazinet run too?
Oh Lord, he
Yeah.
slapped through one of the safeties. If y'all haven't seen the video
And
yet,
how about Basile? Remember they They on a little win streak right here. They're going
Right.
into the playoffs hot right now.
They're 6-1 in district.
And I'm
right
gonna
now.
tell you right
6
now,
and 1
Yeah.
in district.
I've been looking at 1A. Besides Logan Sport and Oak Grove, I think Bazil can make a good little run.
I think so too.
That's-
For a single A.
Yeah.
For a
For a
single
single
A.
A,
team. Yeah.
that's a good. They playing good right now. Good job, Sam Bacon.
So
Mhm.
congratulations to Sam, Kevin, and the entire coaching staff and football team. A share of the district title and possibly a first round bye or hosting a home playoff game next week.
You're right, Lexi. You're
Right.
Lexi was in the broadcast booth last night.
Oh, cool.
She does film for.
She's a film for
She's
Basil?
the film
Yeah.
for Basil.
Oh,
I
wow.
know Lexi.
Hi, Lexi. How you doing? Let's
Alrighty,
see.
next game up we have Iota and Mamu. Iota big win last week. Could they have similar results? And they could, because they put up 63 tonight. They take down Mamu 63-36. Their playoff seeding just got a little better.
Right.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I'm still worried about their defense, though. I mean, you let a team like Mamu put up 36 points on you.
That's not the same
That's
Iota team we've known
no.
in recent years.
Iota's used to coming out and having a strong defense. I'm not sure what's going to happen with them in the future.
Next game up, you had Opelousas High and Boshan battling out on senior night for the Gators. Positioning and playoffs for this one was on the line. And final score tonight, Boshan at home, too strong tonight, 48-6. I know all of us got this one wrong except
Yeah,
Holden.
except Holden, yeah.
OHS won 48-6.
Huh?
That's wrong.
So it is wrong?
It is, or you joking with it?
No, it's wrong.
Huh?
So
OHS
so
won?
LHSA got it wrong?
The fourth quarter, it was running time.
Really?
OHS won 48-6.
Well, LHSAA got that because we got that off of co-preps.
It's
Really?
not in
So-
sports-
Well, congrats. We got it right.
Oh damn, you're gonna have to redo your thing.
We got it right.
She's got 7 losses.
So score
Give me one, D. Give me one. That's all, man.
so score stream and Go Preps had it wrong?
I had it wrong.
They had it
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a feeling. I was like, I said, that can't be
Then why
right.
the hell you not cutting cartwheels coming in here?
Got a lot on my mind, Jordan.
Well, OHS would take all that off your mind.
That's right,
No,
man.
no.
OHS should have won.
Something- No, let me stop.
You can go ahead, you can finish.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, OHS.
it's not the place to
That's all right.
48
But that. So OHS won?
Yes.
Well, then they all-
Yeah, that's
35
news to
nothing at halftime.
Nobody told us a thing.
Well, I'm serious. According to Go Preps and
Yeah, that's the way it is.
everything.
Good job,
Yeah, look.
Y'all want to see a picture of the scoreboard?
Yeah, look
Oh no, I'm good. Hey, I believe you, man. Hey, I'm sorry, Phaedra, but I picked OHS.
No, you didn't.
They missed it.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, man, I can't believe.
Okay.
I'm
So that's
pumped.
41-6.
Yeah,
then.
all y'all picked OHS.
Well, now I don't have 9 losses.
No, I got 7.
I got 6.
Me. Well, Keith, you won now.
40,
Wait.
41-6.
Wait.
We tied.
No, I think D only had what? You had 7 losses.
He had 11
I
losses.
did.
Nine, 11.
Oh, 11. Okay.
Man,
So you-
36 and 11.
You won, Bubba.
And
Oh, my
on
gosh.
the winning track.
Congratulations, Keith.
That's
you, man.
awesome.
Ball.
Channel 10 had it wrong too, she said.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm gonna remain humble in
I'm
my win.
gonna,
And I didn't win.
I'm gonna send me a bad email to Go Preps and all of those people for not keeping us on the right track.
Congratulations, OHS.
Oh, man.
That's cool.
I picked them for a reason.
But Boshan might be.
What I said?
Boshan.
Speed.
I don't know.
Kills.
They might be out the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They might be out the playoffs.
I'm gonna change that right. Like we just won.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Go Preps, everything has.
What was the final?
48-6.
48-6.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Go Preps and them have them all losing.
Yeah, I kid you not. We were looking at that all night trying to keep track of everything. It was like, oh man.
Evidently,
My
whoever.
sister is in charge of the cheerleader squad over there. In Sheen.
Oh, okay.
And we was there. We was there before quarter, and
Man, you made my day now, Bubba.
Channel 3 had it wrong too.
Yeah, they said 10 and 3 had it wrong.
Jeez.
Well, wait a minute. What gets me is that didn't they have cameras there on that?
Channel 3 was there for a little while.
Oh, now y'all just messing up with our stuff, guys. Come on, man. All right.
All right, that's perfectly fine.
All right.
Hey, everybody makes mistakes.
Keith said, "Yeah, that's very good because he got that win."
D&D, yeah.
All right, let's go. Okay, congratulations, OHS. Man,
Playoff down.
that's awesome.
I like this next game. It's pretty interesting.
Playoff down.
Yes, they did.
Yes,
win, Brandon.
Brandon. That's right. That was incorrect on the news
Yeah,
feeds.
Braden. OHS
Braden.
won.
So you're probably seeing the same
Yes.
stuff we've seen, Braden.
It was crazy. I'm excited.
So you have
Hey, I got 3 students that are playing for OHS.
There you go.
Yes, that's right.
St. Ed's and Catholic Appointee battling it out on week 10. Catholic Appointee at home would be the difference in this one. Final score, Appointee 38, St. Ed's 29. Congratulations to Vinny and that Hornet football team
Yeah.
heading into the playoffs. They were on the bubble. Now they for sure
It
secured
looks
a
like they can
spot.
secure right. Yeah, they were, huh, Phaedra? Phaedra said they dyslexic. on that. Yeah, cool.
This next one was close for a little while. We thought Karen Crow could pull off the upset, but Westgate proved to be too strong at the end, and they take off with this one late. Final score, Westgate 47, Karen Crow 21.
Wow. Well, you
Westgate
know,
on a roll.
Westgate's on a roll. Westgate's on a roll. They're now 8-2. They can make some
But
noise
you gotta
also.
give it to Karenko. They're not giving up with their star player out for the season. They still making it competitive, you know, because they were winning the game at first.
See, Braden said the LHSA scoreboard had OHS winning, but the LHSA website had it wrong. Yeah.
Somebody reported the wrong thing.
That's right.
That's what it was.
You know who else is rolling? It's the Church Point Battling Bears.
You're right.
They shut out a really good Pine Prairie offense last night to flex their muscles and prove how strong this defense actually is. And they hang 64 up. They have a school record now for points allowed in the season at
Yeah.
22, and their first 10-0 season of the year.
Yeah, DeAndre, they won.
So congratulations to the Church Point Battling Bears. Broke 2 records last night.
Right, first time, 10-0. Can you imagine? You know, in all of the years that Church Point has played and they've been so good, this is the first time they've gone undefeated for a
nice.
whole year. That's amazing.
Only allowed 22 points through 10 games.
Wow, that in itself is
You would think-
amazing.
After putting in the back, like people gotta realize how good the backups are. Cause half the games the coach said they put in their backups after the
At the halftime.
after halftime, and they still not allowing points.
Mhm.
So,
Just think of
jeez.
next year's team.
Right.
That's why,
Yeah,
that's
you-
why that's
you're
my
right.
3A state champion pick.
That's gonna be something.
Iowa looking to bounce back this week after the tough loss last week at home. Emotional loss. Could they bounce back this week? They could. Big fashion. They take down St. Louis on the road 47-21. Iowa trying to go make a run in 3A.
Right.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
That's a good win against a good team. That's a good win.
Next up, you had DeQuincy and Rose Pine. District title on the line. DeQuincy actually had the lead at halftime, 9-7. Rose Pine comes out of halftime, and it's just like a completely different tale of two
Right.
halves, right?
Right. Jake called us on the way back. I don't know if he called you, but I know
called them
he
too.
called me too. But he was all. But he said they were ahead at halftime. He says, and then the second half it was completely different. That's the easiest way to say it.
Yeah.
Man, that was just I was hoping DeQuincy would give it up, but I had to pick Rose Pine. I think we all picked Rose Pine, most of us.
Yeah, Blake,
Yeah,
we do.
so we kind of thought it, but we were kind of hoping a little bit. But congratulations to Rose Pine.
Yeah, congratulations for the outright district champion. Final score, Rose Pine 27, DeQuincy 9.
That's a good game,
No.
especially Rose Pine at home.
Remember when we asked the question, which Lafayette High School team would wake up?
No, Rachel.
Uh-huh.
The Voyles didn't. We're getting to
They
that.
didn't wake up on the good side, dude.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
They didn't wake up on the good side.
Well, against Acadiana, that's against Acadiana.
Right.
Man. Acadiana
Walls
punched
is
him in
coming
the
up, Miss Rachel.
Yeah. But isn't that right, Hunter?
face. Acadiana
Go ahead,
just
Jordan.
punched him in the face.
Give me the scoop, brother.
Yeah, Acadiana Wreck-It Rams, they just steamrolled straight through district, and they are primed and ready to try to go defend their title in the playoffs. Acadiana wins tonight on the road at Lafayette, 45-8. The offense has scored over 40 points
Right.
in every playoff game. I mean, every district game.
I got to say one thing about this, and we can discuss on that. Acadiana knows when to flick that switch.
That's what I was about to say. I was waiting for you to come
Yes,
conclude the
Stephanie,
statement.
Abbeville won.
Acadiana, that's a veteran organization.
Right.
They know how to win. You know, they lost a couple of games at the beginning of the season.
Right.
But Acadiana High School, like you said, know how to flip that switch.
Mm-hmm.
That switch is on, and these guys are going to embarrass some teams
Right.
in the playoffs.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we say it all the time. Fear the veer.
Yeah.
They mastered the veer, and as long as they can run that offense to precision, they're going to be a contender.
When the coach, what's his name when he retired?
Oh, I've
Yeah.
always called him the old man.
Yeah, when he was
White
head
hair.
coach Archer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he retired, a lot of people thought that program was going to slip down. Mm-mm. You know,
It
like you
went-
say, the next player up, next coach
Next
up.
coach.
Yeah, next coach up.
Yeah.
But he was trained by him. He
Coach Dodd?
Yeah, Dodd, I think.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
he trained this guy. In other words, when he left, he said, "Here's the reins."
Let me tell you something. It's just like your place over here, Tiger Rock. If you go down, the next person, you know that's your protege. That
Right.
next person should
Right.
step up. And that's the same thing with football. When
football.
a coach or a player goes down, you've been here long enough, you know the system. You know, it's just like Jordan.
Right.
If Jordan go down, one of us, we know, hey, he's time to step up.
Time
Yeah.
to step up after.
That's the same
That's
thing.
we got. Hey, we got to do what we got to do.
Exactly.
That's like, and it's like that in life. But
Yeah.
I'm
I'm very proud of the kid, and I
yeah.
was worried for a minute.
Ted Davis.
Ted Davidson. That's who it was.
Ted,
Ted
there you
Davidson
go.
is
Yeah.
the old coach. I'm gonna tell you though, Acadiana, until they lose consistently. Yeah, they lost a couple games this year, and that's not normal. They
Well, you
still the
know-
team to beat.
Just like
look at their
just
non-district
like
schedule,
Holden,
though.
just like Holden picked Church Point to win the 3A. I'm picking Acadiana High to make a run.
Run and go, oh, hey,
Yeah,
I'm with you.
looking to
I'm
see-
with you, bro.
I'm looking to see them and Neville's in the championship.
Well, that's a possibility too.
You
Yeah.
can't. That's 5A. Neville's
No,
4A.
Neville's for it.
Oh, I thought
Yeah, that's
Neville
true.
was 5A.
No,
Oh, excuse me.
But hey, they still gonna have a chance to make a run. But let me tell you something about Acadiana. And you know, we say this all the time. I know Jordan and me do it, and all. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And until they beat Acadiana High, they're the champions. They're the champions. Now, this is a new playoff system, so that's a possibility. But to me, Acadiana's still it.
Going for the three-peat this
That's
year.
right.
It's going to be the toughest it's ever been for them, though.
Right, though. Yeah, because they are young. They lost a lot of people from last year, but I think they still have a shot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, you had Westminster and Opelousas Catholic battling it out here,
Mercedes.
and the Vikings
I did this too.
would go into this one,
At least it's not
defend their
60.
turf,
60 to that.
and beat Westminster tonight 40-6. OC looks like they're primed to make a run.
Let me tell you something. Don't sleep on them. And I'm gonna tell you something.
One loss this year to a good
you know
Vermilion
me,
Catholic team.
I'm a Red Devil through and through, right, Jordan?
Right.
Big rival. But you know what? Don't sleep on them. because they're gonna wake some people up.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah.
wake some people up.
They going. I think Coach Thomas Davy have that team prime and they're gonna prime for the playoffs. Let me tell you, we had to take our head off to Coach Blades, because he got handed a schedule from the previous coaching staff, and he had to play against that schedule.
Right.
Now and then also he have a roster maybe 25 players,
But
either towards the end of the season, his quarterback had to start playing cornerback, and even though they finished the season 6-4, you
Right.
still, and they ain't gonna make the playoffs
Right.
now. You still gotta the teams that they beat, and the team they lost to. I mean,
Respectable
even
teams they
Respectable,
lost.
right.
exactly.
You
look
got
at-
top teams
look
in
at-
their conference that they lost to.
Right.
What I'm
It
getting
wasn't-
what I'm getting at, Keith, is that look what he did against Sacred Heart. You
Right.
know, and real guys, Gary, we was there. You could say
yeah.
that. You could say that they beat themselves.
Right.
I mean, Sacred Heart is a powerful team, but man,
What I
Listen to this, Gary. 4 of those losses
right.
are to teams that are in the top 16 of the Division 4 bracket.
Right.
That will
Right.
be, so that's 4 teams that will represent of the 16.
Right.
so I want to say like this, of course, Travis Blades, keep your head up, coach.
Oh yeah.
Oh, most
You
definitely.
know, you got a winning program there. You got some players that's dedicated to you. You got some young players coming up, and that fellas, I'm telling y'all, that 7th and 8th grade squad.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Oh.
they remind me of. I'm gonna let you talk,
Yeah,
Gary. They
I-
remind me of OHS. OHS is
Right.
young, and Appalachian Junior High have a nice squad in
Right.
8th grade coming up.
So they're going to go up. But my point is I agree with you on that because I think Coach came in and he had to have deal with the cards that he had. Me and Jordy and we all went over there and meeting him. I'm going to tell you right now, that is one of the nicest, most respectful coaches that I've ever met. And I mean, all coaches are actually pretty good, but some of them can be jerks.
Yeah.
But this guy has a good future, and he just needs. And I'm gonna tell all the Westminster fans, you support this guy, he's gonna be good.
Yes.
That's all you gotta do. You support him, he's gonna be good.
I'm gonna
So,
say this here.
That's right.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna say this here. Hey, y'all administration over there at WCA, y'all better take care of this man.
Oh yeah.
Y'all better take care.
You're
of
right.
him. He came in his first season, may have had a record of
Hey,
6-4.
I can make a
You know,
recommendation, right, Jordan?
You know,
You
you got 20,
Oh, yeah.
maybe 25 players on the squad on the team, and the kids that got injured, they're on the sideline, and they substitutes is playing well.
Right.
So hey, just give them a little time. Hang in there, coach.
Oh, yeah.
Know your team.
I agree with you. 100%. Let's go. Oh, this other one was kind of yucky.
Lafayette Christian Academy going for a 5-peat. They're trying to get 5 rings to cover up one hand this year. Standing in their way before the playoffs would be Welsh. Saw Welsh first game of the season. Pretty good running backs
Right.
for that football team, but they ran into LCA tonight, and LCA flexed their muscle. 49-13 win tonight.
You realize the seniors on that team has 3 rings right now? Because
They
they're
get-
going for
they-
the
they're
5
going
beats,
for the
so this
fourth.
would be 4 rings they'd have in 4 years.
Well, just like their basketball team. The basketball team got 5 rings.
Right.
If they put that on.
But can you imagine? And the again and Kurt now, I'm happy to see one. We're from Port Barry. I was happy to see one in football. We have girls basketball, track, a couple of them, this, that, and that. When you see a one sport football team with a senior class that has won 3 previous ones, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
If
sorry.
you was on the 8th grade team,
And
you're
it-
sitting with 4 right
And
now.
let me tell you
Going
something.
for
Yeah.
5.
They
Yeah.
8th grade team is tough.
Right.
Man, remember this kid, Herm Monroe Jr.
Right.
He played defensive end, on defense. On offense, he played tight end. That kid, his daddy got him trained. And let me tell you, that kid literally beat San Diego junior high team by himself. The feeder program for that school is very, very good. Very good.
Oh, I agree with you, D. Hey, we're gonna have some representation around here.
Hey, Jonathan Simon, how you doing, man? Yeah.
Let's see. I think we're going to have some good representation in the playoffs. Now, let's just see how we can get them. You know, that we're going to have keep them there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Only team to beat OC this year was Vermilion Catholic. Vermilion Catholic picks up their 7th win tonight. They've been hot lately.
Yeah.
And they get it done on the road to a really good Central Catholic football team. They get it done 32
I
to
cried.
20.
I picked
I
Central
did.
Catholic.
You and I bump fists on that one.
I know.
Yeah.
How about the Screaming Eagles
Yes.
going into the playoffs on a winning streak?
Hey,
Yeah.
anything, and you might think that I'm crazy and stuff like that. An Acadia, any type of Acadiana team that can go in the playoffs and make a run, I'm all for. I want to see the Acadiana area
We did
go.
me and Jordy did the game, or I think it was me, you, and Jordy did the game, OC game. Me and Jordy did the game.
No,
It was
I
me,
think
you, and Cody.
Yeah, me, you, and Cody.
Big Cody.
Did
Yeah.
the OC game that they lost. And from what I can tell, that following week after that loss, they stuck with one system, which was the initial system that they started, because they didn't
Right.
run it that game. They didn't run that system that we thought they were going to run. And I don't know what.
You talking about
said
OC?
it- yeah,
Oh,
OC.
yeah.
Because
OC or VC?
Yeah.
OC.
OC.
Yeah. Well, OC was running what was that? A wing tee,
Oh, when T formation.
and then they went to
To, a spread.
a spread. Yeah,
Well,
that
you see,
was
Coach Thomas Davy, he brought that spread over from St. Ed.
Yeah.
You know, and let me tell you, I was on the sideline with Westminster when they had to cover that spread.
Yeah.
You know, and back in 12, 13, and 14, and it was hard, man.
Right.
You had to have
Yeah.
some speedy secondary people to stay with those receivers.
Yeah, but
and now here he bring that same
Yeah.
mentality to OC.
Yeah.
But
You know?
let me tell you something. VC is going to be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And,
on
but,
that.
and we talk about tradition. Hey, VC also.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely.
VC also, man.
Now let's go to the one we talked about earlier, Gina.
Yeah, we talked about Gina at Avoyos tonight. We said Gina needs to get more respect in this 3A playoff bracket that's coming
Yeah.
up.
Quiet team.
A quiet 8-1 football team just became 9-1, but they had their hands full
They had a
tonight.
handful on this one.
Gina
Winfield's a good
escapes
team, too.
Yeah.
the
yeah.
upset bid tonight over Winfield with a 28-26 road win. The Gina Giants.
Now, where you think they're gonna put them at in the playoff in the brackets?
I think they
I think they gonna
finished
They
top
finish-
gonna
8.
put them
I
above
don't.
the halfway point.
I think they will
I
finish
think
top
they
8.
finished around the top 10, top 8 kind of deal, but nothing further.
Yeah.
That's a scary
Yeah,
team,
yeah.
guys.
But their strength of schedule is what they're looking at. But they're going to be a scary team in the playoffs too. Yes, most definitely.
Next game up was Episcopal and Port Allen. When you talk about Episcopal and all the shutouts they had this year, we said they had 4 coming in. And they would get their
You're right,
5th
Jake.
shutout of the season tonight. And anybody that can slow down those athletes from Port Allen must have a pretty darn good defense.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right on that.
Episcopal,
They shut them down with 0.
yes. Episcopal goes into the playoffs.
Yeah,
One of the
Goose Egg.
favorites that could take down LCA.
Right.
You think?
I
They
don't.
should have won it last year.
Yeah.
Last
You
year,
think Episcopal could be a
Last-
thorn in LCA side?
Last year they should have won it. They should have beaten them last year.
What was the score?
14-12, huh?
14-12, I think.
Damn.
It was
They went for a
close.
2-point conversion.
Yeah. Or something like that. I
I
don't
think
remember.
I think they went for the game-winning field goal and they dropped the snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was
They went for the
14-12.
game.
They went for the winner. That's what it was.
And
Yes.
the holder dropped the field goal.
Who's Mike Curley?
Mike Curley.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
OC fan.
He's an OC fan.
I guess when
Yeah.
you start talking about OC, like you talk about Westminster. I
Red
understand, Mr. Curley.
Red River and Avoyos. What a treat it was tonight.
This game here, Bubba.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you, this game.
What happened?
Oh, dude.
What happened,
Red
man?
River.
Avoyos fumbled inside the 5, and then the wheels
Inside
fell
the
off, and Red
3.
River went crazy.
The first half was a Voiles.
Avoyos had a 12-minute drive?
It felt like it. They had an 8-minute drive.
They had an 8-minute drive. a 8-minute drive and a 6-minute drive or something like that. It was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
So
And then
y'all was
well,
able to speak to Coach Boone after the game?
Talk to him
before
before.
the game, yeah. That's when he gave us that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
but it was unbelievable, D.
Man.
We
When
were
I-
sitting
when-
down there talking. I said, I've never seen an offense. That's a mixture of the
Okay.
straight T and a veer.
The first 14 minutes of the game,
good.
Red River had the ball.
2 minutes.
I don't know if it was that much.
It was 30
minute
seconds in the
and
first
30
half,
seconds.
first quarter, and
Okay.
they scored a touchdown.
Damn.
Two
Well,
passing plays.
when on my way back from OC, I kind of excuse me, but I love Father Pastor Benjamin's house.
Yeah.
Going to Beauchene. Well, I tuned into you guys, man. Y'all made a comment about a kid that's going to the Navy.
Yes,
That
he's a verbal
He's
verbal
legit,
commit.
man. He's
Yes,
good.
yes, he's
Oh,
legit.
we'll talk about that in a second. With that, good.
He is legit.
He is.
He's better than some of these D1 schools.
Well, for Navy to
Quarterback.
pick him up, man.
He's a verbal committee. He hasn't
Yeah.
committed on paper yet, but he's a. We talked to. In fact, his dad and mom were sitting in front of us.
Okay.
While
I
we're
have
doing the game.
I have not seen a better receiving core than what I've seen tonight.
Oh man, the
Right.
receiving corps from Red River is outrageous.
They gotta be.
If they don't make a run, I will be surprised.
How many-
We were
how many
talking
yards
about
they threw for
this.
that? Y'all got the stats on their passing?
No, but I'm gonna tell you, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was 152.
Oh,
Especially
easy.
number one.
Number one had a big night.
Number one had a I don't remember. Well, number one and number two were there.
He
But
has to be playing college
they're
ball.
okay. Their running back number 4, speed burner. Their quarterback
You didn't see him until the
runs.
fourth
I
quarter.
can see him.
4-4.
Yeah, I can see him running the Navy offense.
Yeah.
You know, they have a lot of option.
He was the
Yeah,
best athlete
yeah.
on the
He
field.
was the like he said that
He
he was the
pretty-
best athlete on the
He
field.
pretty much
Well-
put the team on his back in the second half and said, "Let's go win this thing."
He took
You
over.
know what? Also with I had to call. I had a conversation with Coach Mason. He's an athletic director, also basketball coach at LC, Louisiana College. And I'm like, man, what are y'all doing? He said, what you talking about, Coach? He said, man. I said, man, y'all got these players right there down the road at Vols. I said, you got an offensive lineman that play both ways. He's 6'7", 400 pounds, and you got a GPA of 3.5.
Yeah.
And I said, then you got number 5.
He had a good
Trayvon.
night.
Right, he did have a great night. Number 5 had a good night
Yeah,
too.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
real good
I know.
night.
I know the kid. Well, he the one that called me that night we spoke to him.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. After we spoke to Coach Boone,
Right.
And I said that kid played defensive end. He played Mike side linebacker,
Right.
And
and
he's
then
a-
he played running back. And I
Well,
said,
when you
man,
have to.
I said, man,
He was
I-
averaging 5-6 yards a carry.
Right.
I heard y'all say that. I said, man. He said, man, you know what we got? We got a couple of coaches that's going to that game. I said, bruh, 6'7", 400 pounds with a GPA of 3.5, and he plays the whole game.
Offense and
Yeah.
defense.
Because look, I've been watching their huddle.
Right.
Number 5, he put his huddle and he tagged me to it. And I watched a couple of highlights like Jesus Christ, you know.
We stood
Right.
next to that.
We stood
number
we stood
79.
next to him.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
6'8",
I'm
and
6'2", and I looked up at him. I went, shit. I went, oh my God. Excuse my language.
Solid.
Solid.
Well, I saw him play AAU basketball, and fellas, when you want to see a big man running the basketball court,
Right.
look at him.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. They were amazing. But you got, and I'm not trying to say that, but that was a game to where you had power versus spread. And
They spread it.
So Red River ran the spread.
Red River ran the spread all over them.
Yeah.
3 wide
But
receivers.
I'm gonna tell you
running
one
back.
thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. And Keith, know that we talked about this on the way back. Avars got inside the 5 with the lead. They had the lead, and they fumbled,
Trying to go up 2 scores.
trying to go up 2 scores. Then from that point,
It was Red River.
it was Red River
All over.
the rest of the game.
They win a 95-yard drive after that.
Yeah,
95 yards in high school.
3 plays.
3 plays.
3 plays.
And 95 yards?
Yes. 3 to 4 plays.
No, it was 3. I remember that because
3 plays.
one was to the 40, one was to about
it was
the
passing.
20,
Oh,
yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah.
no, it was like
You look
30,
at it,
20, 30, 40 end zone.
Yeah, this quarterback was
Real
accurate,
deal.
and his receivers were
accurate.
the real
I'm
deal.
talking about.
And that's the one that
That's committed to Navy, right?
Go ahead. With your
So great game. I know
a
for
wonderful
me.
game. I mean,
Yeah.
it just
I just couldn't believe I couldn't believe the offense from the Walls, but I learned a lot about it.
The cool thing about it is
But
the
man.
quarterback would give the ball off to one guy and he would hand it off to somebody else in that mess. To me, it looked like a
Talk about
rugby
balls.
scrum
Yeah,
of oils.
yeah,
But then you get
because
OC ran a straight T with Al Tragle. I don't know if you remember Al Tragle whenever he was at OC. He was the head coach at OC. He ran a straight T offense. And then you look at the Veer, that Acadiana and all these. It's a combination of those two deals.
Well, you see,
It
I
is.
know-
It's awesome.
Like
It's
you said,
awesome. I won't lie
watched-
to you. It is awesome.
I watched their huddle video, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. I have never saw formations like that. I mean, you got
I don't
the
think we
quarterback.
have either.
You got a quarterback.
I
You
don't
got
think we have
got
either.
number 5 coming around, snapping when the ball is snapped. You got the fullback taking the hand.
There's
I mean,
motion
you-
on every play. Too.
Yeah.
There's motion
yeah,
on every
There's
play.
motion on every play.
Yeah.
You have to have a very smart linebacker core to recognize where that ball is at.
Well, they
And
were
you got the wide receiver lining up this way.
carries his fake well.
They were getting
yeah.
4 and 5 yards a shot. They had the turnover. They had 2 critical holding penalties,
yes,
Yeah.
and they had an interception.
an interception. But
They
that
actually
interception-
tried to do it, but they also had a touchdown pass that he hit a guy in stride.
Let me ask
It
you
was
something,
unbelievable.
Gary, how many, well, all of y'all, how many players, y'all was able to count the players?
32.
32.
32.
Wow. He said he had some small numbers.
Yeah. But anyway, congratulations to all you guys, and congratulations to Red River.
Yes,
How
sir.
far? How far will Avoyles fall? Will be the key to watch on Sunday.
Yeah. On Sunday we're gonna figure out the brackets and stuff like that. But that's gonna be to see how far they fall, because they were what?
3.
They were number 3.
I think they're gonna fall. I give them 10, between 10 and 12. You know,
That's a possibility.
Yeah, because you know what? They lost to two. Those two
Are they both-
two losses
are they both three?
they have. Wasn't they?
both
That was
three.
some.
The Red River and
Yeah, and
another
well, to
one.
Manning,
'Cause
and
was
Manning
that-
was
yeah.
number 1 at one
You
time.
see,
So
but Manning-
they might not fall too far down.
No, because that's a district game. So
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
And you had Red River lost to Manny too.
And
Yeah.
they put us some serious prime. I mean, so
Yeah.
they might not fall. I give them. I'm honestly, I give them between 6 and 8.
Probably. Well,
You know,
that's
see,
a good spot.
Red
Yeah.
River's 10, so I figured them go up to what we say 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna go up. They're gonna go up.
Braden said 6.
They're gonna
Oh
go
yeah,
up because
they're gonna go
they
up.
beat a team that it wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Now we go to the big scores. Jordy's favorite. We listened to it all the way over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched this one.
And
This one came down to a 4th and goal from the 5-yard line, and St. Thomas More gets a blocked field goal to seal the win at home in a shootouts.
There's no defense.
East St. John almost came to the Cougar Stadium and knocked off STM tonight. Final score: St. Thomas More 62, East St. John 60. You
Nah,
that was a
want
ball
defense,
game.
you
That
ain't
was a
gonna get
wild
into this
game.
one.
Now can St. Thomas More move up with that win?
They said if St. Thomas More wins, they lock up the 4 seed going into the playoffs, which is a first round bye.
And how many they take? Oh, okay.
But we also got to say, Walker Howard played.
Walker
Yeah,
Howard
he
played.
was
Oh,
back.
Oh, he did play.
He played, dude.
What I said on Wednesday
Hey,
night show.
and I'm talking,
No,
didn't
you
miss
can't
a
change
beat.
your pick,
No,
man.
he can't change his pick.
They already told me the bleachers I can't change it.
Yeah, we were like, he was like, oh, he's playing. My pick's changed. I went,
you
no.
And it was
But,
35,
hey,
35.
Look, let me
halftime.
tell you something.
35.
Hitting receivers on a. How many long touchdowns he had, Holden?
He might have had 6 or 7 touchdown
Yeah.
passes tonight.
It was awesome.
But
It
he
was
did
awesome.
have some. Him and his quarter in his center were all that keen on each
Yeah.
other. They
Yeah.
had some issues there.
Had a
and-
couple sacks in there too.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's to be expected.
What a game that was.
All right.
Next up, ERAF and Abbeville. We talked about ERAF's offense.
Man,
We said ERAF's passing attack might give Abbeville some trouble. Abbeville's defense rose to the occasion tonight. Abbeville beats ERAF 38-15, and they will host next week. You never know.
Man,
They might get Kaplan
do you
again.
think Abbeville's for real now?
Oh yeah,
That's a
We've
great
been
win.
talking
But
about
I'm gonna tell you,
That's a great win for them.
they might get Kaplan again.
in the
Remember
first
they
round.
played for the Russo Trophy?
Can they do that?
They might happen again. We were
Man.
talking about that. Jordy had, every time we were talking about it, Jordy said it might happen. It might happen.
Man.
So, and it might happen.
Man, don't you think? I mean, are they for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, how old?
What's up?
Wake up. Wake up.
9-1 going into
Yeah.
the playoffs. Probably their best team in school history. Somebody would have to let me know a little bit more about previous teams, but this is the best I've seen Abbeville in
Yeah.
a long time.
Right. I'll agree with you on that.
Abbeville always been the stepchild.
Right.
You know, I mean, we used to. Well, not us, but back in the day, OHS used to beat up on Abbeville.
McDonald.
But now look what they have right now.
Red
You know.
River.
Yeah, he had a big night.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's who that was? Okay.
Go ahead, Abbeville. Congratulations, Wildcats.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now where they will fall? They were at 4 coming into tonight.
Who
I
we at?
think
Erad?
No,
Oh,
Abbeville.
Abbeville. No,
I
Abbeville's
think
going to
they
either
gonna
stay
move
there
up.
or maybe go to 3.
Yeah, they can't do no worse than what they are.
No.
You know,
Right.
if anything, well, something got to happen at the top, but I really think Abbeville gonna move up.
I think it'll stay where they're at just because they got a first
They
round
got
bye.
a cluster in there. They got a
Yeah.
cluster in
I
there.
don't think
So,
anybody lost in front of them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay,
That's the thing.
Okay. And they what 3-8?
3A.
3, yeah.
Next up, we're gonna have 3 quick picks here. Amite takes down the Rules tonight, 40-0. Union Parish takes down Wassman, 40-12, and Homer takes down Haynesville tonight, 49-0. So 3 blowout wins there for 3 really good football teams.
Right.
Next one was a kind of little shocker for us, boys.
Yeah.
Benton and Natchitoches Central.
I didn't see that.
Nobody at this panel seen this
No,
one coming.
We all went Natchitoches Central.
Benton
see that
road win tonight over a really good Natchitoches Central football team, 35-16 final score. North Caddo, big win for North Caddo as they hang 50 up on the road to DR Bone Woods Charter. That's a bad pick by me.
That was, yeah. I'm sorry. I did the same thing.
Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, that was,
To be honest with you, it was like which one?
yeah.
And I'll just pick a North Cattle.
Southern Lab takes care of business tonight all over Slaughter Community Charter, 41-0. Southern Lab gonna give somebody trouble in Division 4.
Right. Most definitely.
That's so Catholic be ours, right?
Southern Lab,
No,
Southern
that's
Lab
smaller.
Southern Lab
Sacred
not
Heart.
4A, huh?
Southern Lab
They're
is
Division 4.
Division.
That's like the
I keep
class.
forgetting that. Yeah.
Division, the divisions.
Private
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Catholic school.
Division 1 is like 5A.
Correct.
Division 2 is like 4A.
Correct.
Division 3.
Two- 2A and 3A.
Division 4 is like 1A.
1A.
I
Correct,
like to
that's
see
right.
all of them.
See,
I like to see all of them go
They
back.
they all backwards for
Yeah.
me. I
I like
understand
to
that.
see all of them go back and like it used to be.
Yeah.
You know.
We can talk about that. That's a big thing. We talk about that on
That's
that.
a podcast talk.
Yeah,
right there.
that is. We're gonna sit down and talk about that for an hour.
You got this next one. Finally, you get some defense. Out of all these scores we gave you, finally get some
Yeah,
defense
no
tonight.
joke, huh?
How about when Santamont and East Ascension meet on the football field, and this one would end 10-6 Santamont with the road win. This one was 3-3 at halftime.
This one has always been a toss-up to me because they are such big rivals. Do you realize how close these teams are? Santamont and East Ascension? They are right there. And, man, I went with one and I lost. I won't lie. I went with East Ascension because I thought they had a better thing going, but Santamont proved me wrong.
St. Mary shuts out LaSalle on Thursday Night Football 21-0. So they bettered their playoff resume in Division 4.
Right.
Next game up, we had Liberty Magnet and Bel Air. So the Fresh Prince let me down. Fresh Prince of Bel Air goes down to Liberty Magnet on Thursday night, 62-27. Abbeville was a powerhouse in the 90s, losing semifinal games to John Curtis twice. There we go. That's a little history for us
Right.
about Abbeville.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Next up, we had Lutcher and Patterson. Which of these teams would separate themselves? Would it be Lutcher or Patterson? We've been seeing both teams all year, picking them all year. Finally, they meet up, and it will be the Lutcher Bulldogs show tonight. Final score, Lutcher 55, Patterson 27.
I'll pick Patterson.
I pick Lutcher.
Next up, St. James and E.D. White. You like defense?
Oh, that-
You think about E.D. White.
That's
But
it.
St. James puts up 19 tonight, so they are vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think that's the highest somebody.
That's the highest somebody scored this
Right.
season on E.D. White.
Well, didn't they only have like 6 or 8? Oh, I don't remember what it was. It was very low
It was low.
on their defense. So this is the highest
3
one
points a
team.
game.
Yeah, this is the highest that one individual school has put on them.
Aren't you supposed to be in bed?
Will you
Is
stop?
it?
Will you
Oh,
stop
that's Holly.
bragging, please, Holly? Okay, we know you got your locks.
Yeah, look at her. Look
right,
at her.
all right,
She's
little
dogging
sister, I
us.
got you.
She's
She's dogging us out,
6
too.
and 2 on the locks. 6 and 2 on the locks.
All right, Holly, you
You have
got
to
it.
start picking some close games, Holly.
Yeah, yours that was runaways. Come on.
I think it's conspiracy in y'all household between you and
6
Jordan.
and 2 on locks. Your
Yeah,
son just
buddy.
went to bed. Oh, man.
Oh, good. That's fun.
We're going to win that pageant tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. He's going to a beauty pageant
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I
You
saw,
saw
I,
that
saw, I,
there.
saw, I saw his clothes. I saw cooking out his clothes. He's gonna be looking good.
Next up, you had Jesuit
Peeping at less than a year old.
and Rummel. Jesuit and Rummel. Previous years, we would say Rummel by 100.
No
This
joke.
year, Jesuit is the real
Right.
deal, and they will go into the playoffs, probably ranked number 2
Right.
into Division 1.
Correct.
Only giving up, 3 points this season? 3 points per game this season?
They're averaging 3 points a
That's a
game.
team
Yeah.
that's not
Jesuit said, put
talked
some
about.
respect on my name.
Yeah. Well, you know, Jesuit is part of that group in New Orleans that just.
That's where they from.
Well, yeah. If you go down I-10 and you look to your left, you're going to see a big sign that says Jesuit, and it's right there. But they have all of those schools over there that are just so fighting each other all the time, man.
Just think about the communities in New Orleans, man. With all these high schools, Edna Carr, Warwick Eastern, McDonough 35, Jesuit. You know, the list just go on and on. These
Well, look,
private schools.
Curtis. I
John
mean, Curtis
Curtis.
and all of those.
Brother Martin.
and all that.
Oh,
No,
man.
Brother Martin let me down with all of the stuff going on with them, and we'll not talk about that. But
And the thing about it, man, these programs are winning. You know,
But and the thing about it is that
Brother Morton.
look at all the talent coming out of these schools
Yeah.
going to colleges,
Yeah.
and not just colleges around here, colleges all over.
yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, that's good. Yeah. So E.D. White, Jesuit, look out.
That's why you know they say that, and I ain't gonna go to elaborate too much on it. They say that's why when whoever gonna be the next LSU coach, Louisiana is a melting pot for recruits.
Oh, most
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah,
Most
it's
definitely.
from up north all the way down to southeast. It's a
Right.
melting pot. So
If we could keep the talent in Louisiana at Louisiana colleges,
Yeah.
just think where we'd be.
Not where you want to be.
What's that?
Them at 1.
Who
Just
that?
looking at some of the rankings.
Okay. Oh, they got some out yet, or that's the old one?
There's some updated ones, but they
Okay.
have to take out all the teams that aren't eligible
Okay, all right,
and
cool.
all that still.
All right.
Next up, we had Mangum and Ouachita Christian. Folks, this one bit
OC
me
North.
hard.
OC North.
This one bit me hard. I picked Mangum in this one, and Ouachita Christian beat Mangum tonight 48-12. Jesus.
48-12. Well, hey, Washington Christian, OC, whatever you want to call them, they're a dynasty in division. It's Division 4 or Division
Division 4.
Division 4. That's like 1A. That's like basically like what Evangel has done up there, what John Curtis does in New Orleans. They're building that program
That's not.
up north in Division
They don't
4.
have
Yeah.
two losses.
That's what they're doing.
But they haven't. That wasn't a program that came about overnight.
Oh no,
no.
oh
You
no,
know,
they've been there
you
for a
remember
while.
It was powerful when we was in
Yeah.
high school.
Right.
And that's
Oh, yeah.
35 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, you always heard
But-
about it.
But they weren't as elite as they are now. They
No.
they were good,
No,
but
Gary,
they weren't as elite. But they built it to that. They built it to that. They went a little bit at a time, and now,
They were just under Rommel, just
Right.
under like.
Well,
right?
you remember when in our senior year, our junior year, when we was ranked number 2 behind Brother Martin.
Yeah.
That's the year we went to Alabama.
Yeah.
They was right there, the top 5. I
Yeah.
think it was
Oh,
about
yeah.
4 or 5.
Played Independence in Alabama.
Right.
There you go. Yeah.
But they were still young, and as far as getting the
No,
credentials and
played
all that.
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
Alabama, yeah.
That's what it was.
But they were still young now. But I'm gonna tell you, they have come a long way, and I don't see anybody beating them in 1A.
Calvary Baptist.
Oh, I'm sorry. Calvary Baptist got a shot because Calvary Baptist was right here.
Yeah.
OC's up there, but
Can't sleep on St.
that's gonna be
Mary's.
awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
St. Mary's is the truth. They beat.
All right. But what was the final score on that, Jordan?
Ooh, 48 to 12.
Jesus.
Bad pick, huh?
That yeah, that's that.
Go ahead and
that
tell
was,
me. I'll take
okay. It was a bad pick, Jordan.
Alrighty.
I picked Washington Christian.
Yeah.
Next up, you know what else was a bad pick?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
West Monroe and Ruston.
I told y'all, man,
I
it's
know.
hard to beat Ruston at home.
But West Monroe did it.
West Monroe did it.
Yeah, they came across and punched him in the face.
Sure.
That's right.
And I didn't think that, man. I didn't think that because I picked Ruston.
Mm.
But look at the difference of the scores.
Yeah.
You're looking at
Why is this one-sided? That's
Yeah,
what I
I
can't
mean,
understand.
getting
This should have been a
Ruston
close
all in the
win for
Right.
somebody.
Somebody got hurt or something.
Yeah.
yeah, we didn't know about that, but I mean,
I'm just saying.
it's true.
That's what happened.
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I will tell you this straight up. I am a West Monroe fan. I've been a West Monroe fan for years. But man, they just Rustin went in there and just said, "Oh no, we're you're not the top dog
Yeah.
anymore," and
Yeah.
they popped
Yeah.
him in the mouth, like you said.
Punch him in
Yeah.
the mouth.
go.
Next up, you want another one-sided one? It's this next one.
Man.
This was scary.
Huntington trying to win their first district title since 1995. They had Neville in their way, and Neville put their foot down and said, "Come here,
They got slapped.
come here. Here's 37
and
for
I
you."
brag on Huntington. You know, the golf program, the basketball program, and the football. Look what happened. You
But-
just let me
But
down.
you know something, D?
Huh?
Neville scares me. No matter who they play, whenever the Neville
That's that's another
scares
program,
me.
Gary. You got to respect them because you remember back in the day,
Neville.
it was never 35 years ago.
Before West Monroe,
Uh-huh.
it was Neville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before West Monroe, it was Neville. Yep.
You know, we had to face Neville and Neville. We always battled. I think we battled Neville one time. We was
Yeah, but that was always
That
the
was-
top team to pay.
Yeah,
To beat,
yeah.
You know,
Right.
man.
In our area.
Neville
No,
was
Neville is
always
five.
Neville was always
Neville's
a good
4A.
team.
4A. Neville is 4A. I'm going to tell you straight up, between me and the fence post, this is my prediction. Neville, Edna Carr, state finals. That's my
I
prediction.
can see
I can see that
that. I can see that.
Neville
happening.
and
Yeah.
Edna Carr. And then I hate to say this, Edna Carr's going to beat them. But it
Well,
could go
Edna
the other
Carr
way
give
too.
them something to fight
They get a
about.
something to fight about.
Did
But
they
that's
make
just-
it-
that's
did
just
they
my
make it to
opinion,
the-
Jordan.
Did they make it to the dome last year, Neville? Did they make it that last
It's been
year?
a couple
It's
years.
been a couple years, but
Okay.
two-
Okay.
Last year it was Karen Crow and Edna Core in the dome.
Yeah.
I say dome, Natchitoches.
and yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Final game tonight was Madison Prep and Bruley. Bruley
Man,
has
didn't
one
you-
of the top defenses in the state. Madison Prep pretty
For
much
real?
gets it done
Yeah.
on the road tonight. 24-20. You can call it a defensive game because Madison Prep didn't score 40.
Right. They didn't score 40.
I mean, Bruley's defense is really good, but Madison Prep's offense gets it done.
What they say about
Well,
Madison Prep defense?
that said, but
Left them with a
wasn't
goose
Bruley
egg.
ahead for most of the game?
Bruley
Wasn't
was
Bruley
ahead for most of the game.
And then Madison came up and
Oh,
smacked them.
what's the score?
24-20.
Oh, well, I got 0.
No, 24-20.
Oh, thank y'all. Okay.
But I won't lie, I picked Bruley. But Madison Prep just showed me that
You
they're
couldn't
they're
go
for
wrong
real.
either way.
Yeah.
I couldn't go against Madison Prep because
Right.
they I know Coach Jones over there. He on the football staff, but he the head coach for the basketball team. And man, he told me this the year for the Madison Prep to make it to the Dogs.
That's how it was. Madison Prep returned a punt with 4 minutes left in the game for the win, to win 24-20.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the information.
Thank you,
Madison
brother.
Prep also trying to go defend their title.
Yeah.
Right.
That is your 3A
You
state
know,
champs from last year trying to go repeat.
yeah.
Well, to me, like it's gonna be them in Churchburg.
That might happen.
Can that happen?
I'm going to tell you straight up. That's one of the best
No, that's wrong.
this week right here.
They gave the, they
D
gave
and,
the win to the wrong
and T
team.
and everything
You right?
was hard to pick.
No, you know, Gary. I think week 7.
Well, yeah,
was a
week 7
hard-
was
was
the
a
hardest.
hard week.
But I mean, what I'm talking about is because of all the closeness of the schedule, the records.
Yeah.
You looking at a 5-2 team against a 7-0 team. That's pretty well. But you got a lot of 1-loss teams and 0-loss teams in this week. So I was like, okay, that means it's gonna be thrown up, But that's good.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, let's go helmet stickers for the night. We'll start off to our far right and make our way down. Helmet
All
stickers
right.
for tonight.
Helmet stickers, of course, I gotta put. I was quiet earlier. I had a lot of things in my mind, but I had to come alive. And I'm alive now and well.
that's good.
And my sticker going to my Tigers.
We're still waiting on the court wheel.
Well, yeah.
You know, the whole state of Louisiana had my
Nah,
Tigers.
okay, let me borrow that.
The whole state of Louisiana, how many young? Say our Tigers lost.
Both news
Who was
channels
there?
too.
Both, I'm sorry to
Both
say
news
that.
3A and Channel
media.
10.
Both news channels and everything. We Go Preps, all that. They all said y'all lost. And Donna, from a Red Devil,
And you
I
see-
want to tell you, I apologize for believing that, but because I picked
the
OHS.
thing about it, when y'all, all of y'all said, I'm like, are they joking?
Well, no,
we
it
over
was.
there.
That's the score we was
Look,
given.
we went on everything and it said OHS, and that whenever we saw it the first time, it was what, 20 something.
48-0.
Yeah, that was the
Always
final.
on
But
both
whenever we
sides.
first saw it,
48-6 was the final.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
well, I saw that.
Yeah, I was
I
like-
saw that on Score Stream.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I said,
yeah.
no.
So we
know.
that's why I said, oh man, I said we was like, Mr. Donald gonna be sad. we said, Mr. Donald
Yeah,
gonna be sad.
I ain't gonna say I know OHS was gonna win. I predicted it, and I have confidence in them. I only went against my Tigers one time this season, but like I told you guys Wednesday, OHS learned how to win.
Right.
And they had a brutal schedule, but that schedule helped them, and helped them to get where they are right now. They put up 46 points, guys, on Boshing,
46 or 48.
and held
48 points.
48 points, 48 points, and they held Boshing on it down to 6 when Boshing scored 38 points against Mambo.
Right.
And
Yeah.
think about the other points they put up against these other teams. So hopefully they could. Hopefully OHS can keep that momentum going. Keep Garrett holding, Jordy. Hopefully they can keep that momentum going. But 4A football, man, might be the one of the toughest.
Always has
bracket.
been.
Yeah.
Talk about that new shiny trophy that they're bringing home.
Yeah, tell us about
The
that.
I-49. Well, you see, for years, OHS and Bosheng always wanted to have something to play for. Now, let's take it back to Northwest. OHS and Northwest, I forgot the name of that trophy, but OHS and Northwest, they participated in the Jamboree. Okay, and then Northwest beat OHS too. I forgot the name of that trophy. Well, now this trophy here that they're playing for now called the I-49. I-49 trophy.
Right.
And whoever wins it, they go bring it home. And
It's
put
a
it in-
traveling trophy, like the Russo trophies.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's something good. It's more bragging rights.
Yeah.
It's more
Give
bragging
the kids
rights.
something to play for.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
OHS. And let me tell you something, guys. Makai Jones. If that kid don't make all district and all state as a special team, something wrong. And he's just a junior.
Right.
That kid, he ran Rouse again. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this Agassiz kid. He had a chance against Makai Jones.
Right.
Makai caught passes You know, he ran, kicks back. You know, punt returns back.
Didn't
The
Makai
guy-
run the kickback when we was there for
I
Abbeville?
probably think he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Well, that
I'm
was the
telling
one
you,
that ran the
Yeah.
kickback when we were there for Abbeville?
Yeah, and I'm
Speed.
telling you, the kid is the truth, fellas. You know, so hats off to Makai Jones, but that's in his blood because his brother, Terrence, I think TJ's playing basketball right now for Xavier. You know, in New Orleans, and he played for LCA, and he was a superstar athlete.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to
Right.
OHS and Coach Jimmy,
Right.
huh? No, Coach
No.
Jimmy Zachary. Hats off to him and his coaching staff. You guys did an awesome job. Y'all finished 5-5 with second place in district.
Second place.
Am I right?
Right?
Yeah, second place in district.
Behind Cecilia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Second
Yeah.
place behind Cecilia.
Well, awesome, man. Congratulations. I mean, let me tell you something. It's a long time, Hakeem.
Right.
We could sit there about all them out. You know? It's been years since OHS. I mean, hold on. But didn't they make the playoffs under Coach Doug Guillory?
Yeah.
I thought so. One time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let me get moving on, fellas. My wife looking at me. Okay. Also,
Getting ready to throw something at you.
I want to give a sticker to Huntington. No, not Huntington.
Oh.
No, I'm sorry. The team that beat Huntington.
Neville.
Neville.
Yeah.
I want to give them a sticker. That's a big statement against Huntington. Because Huntington was 8-1, and Neville was what 81, 7-1.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but it was a good game, and they held Huntington scoreless.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
sure did.
I want to give a sticker to Westgate from going to the Crow Dome and punching Karen Crow in the face.
There you go.
Yeah, you go. That was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Keith.
I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs of Red River. That's my top sticker.
Right.
The quarterback, the wide receivers, the running back, the defensive line for holding Avoyles to what they did because they
Right.
could have been ugly. My Tigers, and then OC for me watching them in the first game of the season, turning everything around and coming back and winning 8 straight games.
That's
Right.
why I was gonna pick
Yeah.
OC, but I saw you at Roy
Yeah,
Brown.
Right.
That's why I didn't
I
pick
just,
Right.
it doesn't make a difference. But
Yeah.
Well,
I just think that they needed something on the football side since
Right.
the basketball team did so well
Right.
this past year, and I think that doing that
Well,
was it for me.
I'm going to kind of recap some of what y'all got. I've got to give it to OHS. First of all, I want to apologize for me actually believing that Beauchene beat y'all because it was on all the news channels and everything like that. So I want to formally apologize, Keith. We
all good.
All right. But my helmet sticker goes to OHS. The game that we watched, Red River, I got to give them one for just controlling the
I won't say the
balls
whole
and
game
doing
is a
that.
game
That was
sticker.
that was
The
that
whole
was
game
it.
is a game sticker.
Opelousas Catholic for dominating and doing what they do. But don't forget, my helmet stickers, first time in the school history, Church Point Bears going 10-0
Yeah.
and heading into the playoffs with a perfect record.
There you go.
So that's my helmet stickers.
Congratulations, the Bears.
Yes,
Yes.
Church
Holden?
Point Bears.
Helmet stickers.
I'm gonna just do one, keep it simple, and give it to Basil.
Basil, big
That's
Thursday night win.
good. That's a good one too. That's it.
Helmet stickers for myself will be Red River and that offense tonight. Unbelievable
I
what we've
was
seen
just-
from that offense.
I had never seen a passing offense in high school like that.
Yeah,
It's just amazing.
beautiful.
Got to give it to Kinder. 3 in a row for
Yes.
the Jackets. They're heating up with all that youth.
Right.
And Jennings.
He's
ETN.
gonna give Jennings.
ETN and the Jennings Bulldogs gets my helmet sticker tonight.
They got up on that side of the bed.
Big upset.
Big
win
upset.
for
That
them.
was good. Hey, I gotta give him that. That was good too.
Yep. Upsets for tonight from our far right.
All right, my upset, Jordy. I'm gonna say this here. I didn't expect them to do it, and to do it. You guys told me how Red River you ran that spread offense and everything. I really picked. Even though it might have been an upset game, but I really picked Avoyles to beat Red River.
Right.
In my belief, that's an upset.
Right. Well, I mean,
Also, we just talked about them, Jennings over Wesley.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an upset. Yeah, and that's the only two I have. Yeah.
Keep.
I want to say Washington Marion over Rain.
Well, Rain,
Or
beat-
Rain over Washington
Rain
Marion.
beat Washington Marion at Washington Marion.
Yeah, I think because Washington, even though they're 4-4, they've always had a decent team. They compete well, and there wasn't much of a defense because of the score. But I just think that Rain over Washington Marion, just because of Washington Marion's history,
Okay.
and then Red River over Avoyles.
I'm kind of intervening right quick. I'm surprised Washington Marion these days. Cause Washington Marion, man, they was dominant. You know,
Yeah.
they even sent some players to LSU, and those players went
Yeah.
on to the pros, man.
True.
Yeah.
You know,
It just,
Right.
I know I'm nostalgic because Washington Marion, Neville.
nostalgic.
Well, hear me out. Hear me out.
Definition of
That's a
nostalgic.
big word.
That's a big word.
Hey, spell it.
No, that ain't happening. Not me. I just think because back in the 80s and 90s, you had Washington Marion, you had Booker T. Washington, you had Neville, you had West Monroe. And to me, I'm still thinking of Washington Marion of old. And I
Yeah,
might, not,
yeah.
I might,
And you can
maybe
do
I
that,
need to
yeah.
reevaluate how I'm thinking about this with the new systems. I mean, that was 35 years ago or more.
Yeah.
Well, Washington
Longer than
Marion,
that, but-
they're still not a bad team.
And
But
you know,
I just-
football, but basketball. That I remember that Washington Marion OHS went over to Washington Marion, and Devin Henderson that year was the running back.
Yeah.
Devin Henderson broke the record for Washington Marion, and he broke the record for OHS that same game.
Yeah.
The most carries in one game and the most yards game. You know,
Yeah.
and I think
Wow.
you remember that, Cook. You was with us. It was kind, and look on a wet field, fellas, a sloppy field, and I think Dever had over 300 yards,
Wow.
like 30,
Dever was a-
35, 40 carries.
Dever was the real deal. I gotta give you
And
that.
the way Reigns played lately, it wouldn't be an upset. But from when they started out, when they were having some issues, when they were the first 4 games
Yeah,
or
Cook
so,
was wondering what was wrong with him.
and they started. To me, that's an upset for me because
Mm-hmm.
Washington Marion, where they've played in the past, and the way Rain was playing the first part of this year, kind of balances out as
Right.
an upset. So that would be mine.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, mine is. I don't know if you consider it an upset, but it should have been upset because of their schedule and stuff. Was West Monroe and beating Ruston?
Oh,
Yeah,
You know, to me that was an upset
yeah.
on that.
So
I-
the 3-loss
yeah.
team going beat Ruston at Ruston.
Right. That's amazing. You know, there's a couple of others in there, but that was the one that I really saw more than anything that I thought. And then of course Red River beating the Walls, but I also got that as my games tonight. So
Yeah.
just let you know on that.
Damn, I just had it on there
It was right there.
too. No, I changed it.
He changed
I'll do
it, man.
Benton. Benton.
Benton over Natchitoches Central.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
a good one.
that's a good one too. Yes, definitely.
I got Jennings over Westlake, Red River over Avoyles, and West Monroe over Ruston. So
Yeah.
we all
We're
thinking
all
alike
pretty much
here.
thinking
Yeah.
alike.
We're on the
That's
same
right.
page.
Yeah.
Right.
Games of the night.
OHS and Beauchene.
That's
The
one.
I-49 matchup.
Yeah.
Madison Prep and Bruley.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go with Katie Ann and Lafayette. Battle of Lafayette.
There it is.
There you go.
You know, that's my 3.
Well, I don't,
Keith?
Alma Mater versus Beauchene. Red River over Avoyles because that was, to me, that was a good game. It could have went either way for the first 3 quarters, and then it went sideways for Avoyles, and you could see it in Avoyles' players. And probably
so when was the one?
there was one game. Rain in West Washington Marion. I thought would have been is a good game too
Yeah.
because of the points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you wouldn't expect Rain to put that up against Washington Marion.
Okay.
Okay, I have basically 3. I have Avoyles and Red River. I think that was an awesome game.
It was a good game.
As far as close.
Right.
OHS and Beauchene, I'm with y'all on that. But the other one that I was looking at was
Winfield.
Jenna and Winfield.
Yeah.
28-26. Now, Jenna, I picked Jenna. I mean, I won't lie to you. I picked them to win. But I didn't see a 28-26 game.
Right.
No.
So that's the one. And there was another one. Which one? There was a 1 point difference, and it was a pretty high scoring game. Which one was it, George?
Rain.
Was that Rain? Let me see. Where's that at?
42-41.
Yes, that one. That's the other one. 42-41, the Rain game.
Holden.
Yeah, I'll say STM game and the rain game also. I mean, there's so many on here.
Yeah, that's.
And you had all those points scored again.
I know, isn't that awesome?
They couldn't stop each other.
That's a lot of points.
All right, I wrote down 5 games of the night. Madison Prep over Bruley. Good one there, 24-20.
I see that. I see it.
Oh my, Braden still.
Brandon is gigging you, buddy.
Gina over Winfield. Good game there. St. Thomas More and a shootout with East St. John.
That's a good game.
Rain over Washington Marion. And final one I had was, where is it at? Let me out, Gary. Here it is. Santa Mont over East Ascension.
Right, yeah.
That was the lowest scoring game of the whole.
Well, the whole thing. That had to be the defensive game of the day. Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that-
that's crazy.
That includes our helmet stickers, upsets, games of the night, and results from the scores. All right. The fun has
Just
happened.
begun. It's just begun.
Just
And
started.
now we kick gears and we head into Sunday. We find out where all 9 playoff brackets fall.
Right.
1A through 5A, Division 1
1
through
through 4.
Division 4. Where will your locals fall? Where will your favorite team fall? It should be interesting Sunday. You should have a pretty good idea tomorrow
Right.
on these rankings. But Sunday, brackets will be revealed. We will meet somewhere in the afternoon Sunday. We'll watch the Saints game first and come together and have us a bracket release
Yeah.
show. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
But I usually at this time say a sneak peek into week 11. We can't do that
Can't
now.
do that now.
We gotta
Yeah.
wait it out now, like the rest of the state of Louisiana.
The
Hold on. Final words heading into week 11. Give me your final thoughts heading into week 11.
Well,
Heading down this way.
Well, they just said that this is a time for the big boys
right.
to come out, and play. This was all these summer workouts and the heat,
Spring practices.
spring
that they had in,
practices
were
and
able to have
everything,
in.
running in the sun, practicing in the rain. This is what it's all for the playoffs. Guys, look at our area, man. We got OHS, Beauchene, we have LCA, OC. And I feel for Westminster because with a 6-4 record, they won't get in. But at the same time, I mean, you look at the area, man, Baxville,
Eunice, St. Ed.
Eunice, St.
St.
Ed.
Ed.
All these, we
Yeah.
got a lot of teams in this region going to the playoffs, man. I mean, that's something to be proud of,
It is. It's going to be like Lafayette Group was last year with all their
yeah.
teams
Well,
in
they
the
had when they
playoffs.
had 3 or 4 teams that made one
state
the championship.
championships.
Yeah.
A total of 5. STM, Acadiana, Karen Crow, St. Thomas More, and the homeschool.
Yeah.
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 So,
So in closing, I want to say hats off to you guys, man. Tune into us on Sunday afternoon after the Saints game.
Yeah.
We're gonna let y'all know where
Yeah,
y'all placed at in our predictions.
Yeah. It's not toward next week or this upcoming weekend, but I'm going to mention 2 schools, 2 8-man schools.
Mm-hmm.
The first 8-man school is from the town of Opelousas. Won the state championship.
Grand Coteau.
Grand Coteau.
Yeah, sir.
That's right, the Grand Coteau.
Okay.
Won the state championship last 5 in a row. 5.
5 Pete.
A 5-peat.
Mm-hmm.
8-man football. won the state championship Saturday.
Last
Saturday. This high school, I'm going to mention the second, is from my home state of Michigan. They are Marion Eagles. They've averaged 50 points a game. They only lost one game, and they're allowed 38 points. That's the max they've ever allowed in a game. They run tonight or last night, because it's 2:15 up there.
Yeah.
They won the district championship for their region, 56-0,
Oh,
and
wow.
they're going to go up to the Upper Peninsula next Saturday to play for the state championship.
Wow, that's
So-
some good things. But yeah,
Or it's the semifinals, I think,
Right.
but still.
You want to know another team that just won their fifth
Yeah, that's
state
a-
championship tonight?
What's
Oh,
that? Oh, they did it.
The Defenders won the state championship
Yes.
tonight in home
Oh,
school,
home school.
32-14.
All right.
Look at Acadiana, how strong this
Yes.
area
How
is,
rich
huh?
and how rich and
You already got 2 state champions in the
Right.
area, and we haven't even got to the playoffs,
Playoffs
for LHSAA.
yeah. So we already we ground 2 of them again so far.
yeah. You know, we got some kids in this
St. Landry
area, man.
Parish got some-
They're
some-
hungry to be coached, man. Yeah.
the hunger.
Like you said,
And look at the
coaching.
results.
Yeah. For me, I want to. My main thing is that I want to say congratulations to all of the winners,
Yes.
all of the people that just competed. But I also want to recognize this: the people that didn't make the playoffs, and the seniors that are playing their last game. The seniors that are not going to get into the playoffs and do the things that they used to do, like they're used to doing. This is their last time in a football uniform,
Yeah.
except for a select few that might go to the next level, and there's not going to be many.
Right.
I want to say thank you for all of your efforts, for everybody, because as a senior, this is the last time you do it. Remember it, cherish it, and basically just be proud of you doing the best you can. So congratulations, and that's all I got to say. Good luck in the future, and good luck to all of our schools that made the playoffs and that are going to be representing our area.
Godspeed.
Cool.
Just ready. Glad it's
Godspeed.
playoff time.
Yep. So that will include our show. Road to the Dome, Road
Starts.
to Tulane, Road to UL starts Sunday. We look forward to seeing all 9 brackets. We'll bring you a show sometime in the afternoon. If you ain't got nothing else better to do on Sunday afternoon after a Saints win, come and spend it with Under the Lights. One last time from the panel, Mr. Donald Young, Mr. Gary Swallow, Mr. Keith Crozier, Holden Lee, myself, and Miss Cookie. Have a good night, everyone. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you soon.
Y'all be safe, fellas, ladies.